Welcome back to Arena of the Contest here. It's Flanks06 doing a video on the Arena of the Contest Epic Campaign. So tonight it's currently just me here doing this stream here, and I had planned that maybe we'd get at least a couple people that'd be interested in jumping in here to the campaign for a little bit and running that on Tabletop Simulator. Doesn't seem to be the case, but that's okay. I have started setting up the board here. I've laid out the quest guide and campaign book and the quest log and different components here. And anyway, so the point of this series is that there was an ask about what is the canon story of Arena of the Contest, and how is that going to tie into Tanares Adventures for many people that are going to be receiving that. Well, I figured it'd be good to do this campaign series, which was interested in doing before, but also specifically playing this through the canon way that Dragori has intended the story to flow, and basically just go through whatever the official way will be. And so that way you guys can all follow along in the story that unfolds, and then you'll be ready for Tanaris' adventure story once that begins. So, because there hasn't been anybody else, I could play this by myself, which, if you've seen actually some of my older videos, actually have done that in the past. This is where I was setting up for the Lava Citadel mission, which, of course, is the first mission in the Arena of the Contest Epic campaign. And, we've done this one many times before. So I figured it'd be good to just start off this video of going through the story, because that's really what this series is focused on. So I'll read through the book. Maybe there's people that haven't seen it or they haven't really been paying attention. We'll go through the book story and then lead into the beginning of Lava Citadel, and then maybe next time we'll actually play through the quest once we have some other people, make it a little more fun than just watching me just play it, which I've done many, many, many a times before. So anyway, let's get started here into Arena of the Contest Epic Campaign. So it starts off in the Ancient Age going to the Malrokian Age. About 2,000 years ago, the Malrokian Kingdom became the most prosperous civilization in history. As a self-sustained nation, they embraced peace over war, welcomed people from other kingdoms, and worshipped the gods. They didn't make weapons, only defensive walls and spells. That proved a mistake when several envious nations forged an alliance to depose King Malrok. Hundreds of spies slowly infiltrated the main city, and after months of careful observation and planning, huge armies were sent to destroy the kingdom and kill its people. They succeeded. Several ancient records tell that right after King Malrok was killed, a fissure opened in the sky, and two dragons, allegedly the physical manifestations of the gods, Tamara and Baron, with loud voices that reached the furthest corners of the world, condemned Tanares for destroying the only kingdom that followed the divine path of peaceful and constant evolution that could ultimately turn all intelligent creatures into divine creators. They stated that from that moment on, massive bloodshed would be punished with natural catastrophes. That decree became known as the Malrokian Curse. Moving into the Malrokian Age to the Draconic Age. As the years passed, the generations that died in fear gave birth to new generations that grew in doubt. It became increasingly unclear if the tales of the Malrokian kingdom were history or myth. As a result, Man-King eventually disobeyed the decree and waged war. And in the middle of every great war came natural catastrophes that made all involved parties lose. 1,032 years after the Draconic Age began, another peaceful kingdom was thriving due to its deep magical knowledge. Foreigners call it the Mystical Kingdom. Desiring the magical secrets held by the mystical kingdom, several nearby civilizations forged an alliance against it. History was repeating itself. After months of siege after the king's capital, Arcana, war broke loose, the bloodiest in history. Right in the middle of the fight, a fissure opened in both the sky and ground. A colossal canyon instantly swallowed most of Arcana and the nearby armies. Those who survived now had to fight vicious, never before seen beasts that came out of nowhere. This was difficult. This was different from the other catastrophes. First, because it didn't seem natural. Second, due to its proportion, affecting a region several times larger than the others. Third, and the most important, due to its lasting effects, the region is still dangerous and uninhabitable. People call it the Wasteland. Draconic Age to the Imperial Age. One powerful man, allegedly the war's sole survivor, made smart alliances with the nobility and the church to fill the power vacuum arisen from the death of the most of the world's armies. He created an empire to engulf all of Tanares. Avoiding war is the Empire's main disclosed agenda. To prevent the Malrokian curse from ever being provoked again, the Empire passed a law forbidding the creation of large armed groups beside the Imperial's own army, called Iron Hand. The Iron Hand's primary purpose is to enforce this law, guaranteeing the Empire's monopoly over the right to be violent. However, conflict is inevitable. Provinces get in the way of others, families dispute the same things. Sometimes only violence can solve a situation. In this context, to curb people's will to break the law and assemble armed parties, the Empire created the arena, a place where even the largest of conflicts could be solved with minimal bloodshed. With the Iron Hand engulfed the result of the fights, arena quickly became the epicenter of culture, violence, entertainment, and politics in Tanares. Despite many people being discontent with the Empire, it is undeniable that as long as the Empire exists, there will likely be no more wars. In the arena, a single battle is important as war, deciding the fate of entire nations. A combatant is as important as a whole army, which means only the cream of the crop fights in the arenas, the strongest, the fiercest, the most reliable and well-paid fighters. These fighters, with good reason, are called heroes. The Empire has recently hired a team with some of the best heroes in Tanares for a top secret mission to investigate and fight a mysterious growing threat that could mean the end of the world. The 5 most important facts. Number 1. The Tanarians believe in the Malrokian curse, through which gods Baran and Tamra will punish massive bloodshed, war with natural catastrophes. 2. The biggest war in history led to the creation of the Wasteland, an expanding territory saturated with toxic gas and dark energy where vicious aberrations reside. Number 3. Arena is an institution created by the Empire to avoid the Malrokian curse, as its combat to solve major conflicts with minor bloodshed. Number 4. The Champion's Boon is a wish granted to any fighter who survives 15 combats in the Arena of Fate, as a stimulum for the fighters to come forward and represent people's and nations' interests. Number 5. The Emperor commands the only army in the world, the Iron Hand, made of magically brainwashed men captured at random from places where offenses against the Empire are committed. It's a crime to gather any other large armed group, as that could result in war. Keep reading to start the campaign and live the story of the team's journey. So the five main facts here actually provides a little bit more into some of the lore that's coming up later in the campaign than I actually personally remembered before. But this first section is just kind of giving you that background history on what's going on in the world and a little bit about the setting. I do actually intend to do a video trying and hopefully it'll be a series, but we'll kind of see how you guys how you feel about the videos. But basically, it's going to be a lore series, kind of going into a little bit more detail of like these early ages, for example, like we just talked about, and to kind of get those little intricate details about some characters and the lore tied into that. And anyway, so they'll still be short and not too in depth, but or not too difficult to follow. But give it a little bit more than necessarily might just see right here in this intro section. All right, so let's move into the actual main story of the campaign. So there is a fast action section here. If you, I expect that if you actually are watching this and you end up playing this on your own, if you've listened through this whole thing, then you'll probably just not even really need to look at it. But if you want to, there's fast action mode. I'm going to read through the actual text as that is kind of the focus of today's video. All right. Select one hero, then read the instructions below. So we have to pick a starting hero. I will, since we're gonna play with other players here in another video, I'm actually gonna hold off on picking the exact hero that we're gonna use for our campaign. But I will pick that one, and then we'll just say that that is the leader for future videos. Okay. You rest inside a rented cabin, healing small wounds that you've gotten in your last Arena of Fate battle, which was easily won. A luxurious caravan stops by your front door. An emissary covered in imperial badges and pendants quickly steps out, introduces himself as the sword master Islar Orlin, but he needed no introduction. You had seen him already in some arena fights, swinging his great two-handed sword with a skill that is second to none. He hands you the following letter. Respectable hero, our glorious emperor has watched all the latest arena fights very closely and was impressed with the degree of skill you displayed. You are invited to a special dinner to be held tomorrow night in the noble hall of our capital's arena. Present this letter at the main gates and our soldiers will open them for you. At the meeting, we'll present you with an offer we consider to be irrefutable. We want to hire you to carry out a sensitive mission for great relevance to the future of the world and the Empire. Further details. Oops, sorry about that. Headset disconnected. Further details are classified and will be presented you at the meeting. Come alone and tell no one about this. A large banquet awaited you in the hall of the largest Arena of Fate stage room, where after dining alone, the same emissary appeared and began his speech. The Empire wants to hire you for a mission. We can pay you a vast fortune, enough for you to never have to fight in arenas again if you so wish. Seeing that you raise no objection, the emissary continues. What do you know about the wasteland? Around the world, rumors fly, but concrete information crawls. What everybody knows is that it came about 170 years ago, in the last Tanarian Great War, as godly punishment for the spilling of blood around Arcana, the ancient capital of the mystical kingdom. A great fissure opened in the heaven and earth, swallowing up most of the warriors. Those who survived the opening of the crater perished before bestialities and aberrations materialized by the gods. Today it is impossible to stay too long in the region. A terrible mist spreads through almost all the territory we now call Mystical Province, causing a series of strange effects to those who come into direct contact with it, such as hallucinations. What you may not know is that were receiving growing reports of cities being attacked by freakish monsters coming out of the wasteland. Some smaller villagers are completely destroyed before their people manage to defend themselves. Those who live close to the wasteland border are not safe. To make matters worse, our measurements indicate the wasteland has doubled in size in the past 100 years, and that its expansion is occurring at an accelerating pace. If this continues, we estimate that in a few years the wasteland will be twice as big as today, meaning it will swallow the imperial capital, much of the Central Sea, and everything we call East. If nothing is done, the wasteland could swallow all of Tanares. The Emperor's representative stands up and motions for you to follow. You enter an adjoining room where a huge world map was painted over the length of one of the walls. Pointing to the excerpts of the wall map, the emissary continues the account. The Empire had been studying the north face of the wasteland border for a long time, trying to figure out ways to contain its expansion, but with no success. Recently, though, we've had a breakthrough. An independent group of scholars, specialists on dragons, traveled to the south face of the wasteland border, and there they seem to have found an important lead to the solution of the problem. However, the content and relevance of this lead is unknown to us, for before they could share their findings, the scholars were captured by a group of orc barbarians from Efferhill Citadel, in alliance with the members of the Shadow Wing, a terrorist group that wants the world to suffer and ultimately end through the wasteland's expansion. Your mission is to travel to Tresfan province and sneak into Efferhill Citadel to rescue as many scholars as you can from prison. Then, using their shared knowledge, initiate an investigation aimed at solving the problem of the wasteland's expansion. Accomplishing this mission will draw the attention of the cult of the Shadow Wing, the Orcs' allies, whom we must assume have spies everywhere in the capital. If I were you, I'd only come back here after reaching a dead end, not to risk the Shadow Wing putting a tail on you. Also, try not to tell anyone about your ultimate goal, and never reveal that you are an Imperial contractor. Unfortunately, that's the same reason why the Empire cannot send the Iron Hand for this task. We need specialists, because we do not want to draw the Shadow Wing's attention. If they learn we stand behind an initiative to curb the expansion of the wasteland, they may try to sabotage the investigation. Furthermore, there is no guarantee that the orcs would not kill the prisoners as soon as they realized we had sent our army after them. The best way to ensure the survival of the scholars is through infiltration, search, and rescue. Enter the Citadel without being seen. Kill the guards you meet and leave the city as silently as you entered. The emissary invites you to sit opposite him on a massive oak table. He removes from his desk a parchment and a gold plaque with inscriptions and the imperial symbol, which are given to you. This is an imperial free transit plaque, granted only to the most valuable citizens and merchants with direct relationship with the Empire. Present it whenever you encounter problems, such as inspectors wanting to take a look at your cargo or collect taxes, guards who do not want to open the city's gate late at night, or hotel owners who ask too many questions before giving you a room. This parchment contains a list of the most impressive heroes to have recently fought in this arena, including yourself. Researching their skills and history, we think this would be able to contribute to the success of the mission. See if you already know or have fought next to any of them and choose your team. Try to make it as diverse and complete as possible, so you do not choose two heroes that perform the same combat role, including yourself. Your team must have a total of 4 members, small enough not to call attention, but large enough to overcome the dangers and adversities of your mission. Recruit 3 other heroes, then read Lava Citadel Prelude, page 10. All right, so normally we'd select those other heroes as well. Like I mentioned earlier, we'll be actually saving that for when we play Lava Citadel to allow other members here to be able to pick their characters, as it's not really that vital to have specific characters picked just for this reading. But we'll continue on. Lava Citadel Prelude. So we have now gone to the Tresfon Peninsula. We're just outside the Efferhill Citadel. Complying with your first Imperial orders, you head to Ventana Village, many miles northeast of Efferhill Citadel. The village is partially destroyed, as it has been attacked by beasts emerging from the wasteland. You can see its toxic mists on the horizon to the north. To help with reconstruction efforts, the Empire built an improvised Imperial Iron Hand post, where your party meets with Dawnbreaker, an Imperial Army major, for a secret meeting. I sent a small troop to the mountains near Efferhill Citadel to observe the movement within the city. Here are our conclusions, he says, pointing to a rough map of the city that hangs on the wall. Efferhill is an ancient city that belonged to the mystical kingdom. Barbarian orcs, you can never trust them, conquered it after the kingdom's extinction. Despite being protected by a surrounding river of lava, extracted from the depths of Tanares by long-lasting magic. Or long-lost magic, sorry. The orcs have apparently learned how to deal with the city's protective spells. The area where they keep the scholars has many perpetually burning pools, and it is under the influence of a magical device that periodically strikes every unauthorized intruder. We have found a way to enter the city safely. You will have to tiptoe your way through an extended portion of the Citadel, but we trust your ability to be stealthy. Infiltrate the city in the gloomy dawn in the dead of the night to delay the reaction time of the city's inhabitants. All the orcs who live there are excellent fighters. If you take too long and become surrounded, it will be impossible to escape with life. Confrontation with guards is almost inevitable, as orcs continuously patrol the area. You must kill the sentinels you encounter, as they may alert others to your presence. Escaping the city's perimeter as soon as possible is the utmost importance, as the prisoners are poorly fed and won't be able to run too much. You also can't trust them to be silent or follow orders. After rescuing the prisoners, there's a way to get you under the cloak of the night really fast, but you won't like it. The orcs use one of the citadel's outer walls as the back of their leader's headquarters, where they built his rooms, located dangerously close to the prisoners. You must activate the two levers to unlock the door, then kill Cordal, the legendary orc leader. That shall delay the orcs' pursuit initiatives and give you enough time to dig a hole in the outer wall from within Cordal's quarters, without alarming anyone. If you are successful, the orcs will only find out that something is wrong well after sun rises. Sleep well, eat. Tomorrow will be moonless night, the perfect opportunity to execute the mission. Good luck. The following night, you enter the city through a sewer tunnel, but you find a locked grate at its end. It seems like a lever opens the grate. Right next to it, a human skulls line up under the city's name, Efferhill, in alcoves dug on the sewer stone wall. You see 9 skulls on the ground. It seems like they fell from their alcoves because there are empty spaces below. Because there are empty spaces below some of the letters. Draw campaign card 2. Put campaign card 1 back on the deck. Okay, so for people that don't know, we have these campaign cards here that are used in Arena of the Contest Epic Campaign. And anyway, a lot of it's actually tied into the story, so it's a little bit of a challenge if you haven't done this before, because you have these books and you do use the cards as well. But there's not a ton of story on there, but there is some of these important like key moments and decision points, which is part of the whole reason that they have this and these puzzles. So it says to pull this one off and then draw campaign card 2. So we'll do that. Put number 1 back. All right, Efferhild. So now you see that puzzle that was in reference before activating the lever. You may put fallen skulls on some alcoves. Write down how many skulls you put in each of the following letters. Then flip this card. So there's a puzzle on here. Basically, we're just gonna say that we did it successfully on this one. So everything else happened as planned by the Dawnbreaker, the Major. You tiptoe past several alleys without waking up anyone until you climb a staircase that leads to an uneven area of the city where they keep the scholars. Suddenly you hear a grunt. An orc spotted you and alerts two nearby colleagues. Gunhuk Unkak Fala. Go to quest guide number 4. Lava Citadel mission starts now. Okay, so normally this is exactly where we would start the campaign mission here. Um, I started setting things up, but like I said, we're just going to make this one a shorter, and then hopefully the next time we can get some other people to join in here and play it together. This is a fun one. If not, um, we will
I'm
just.
here.
Oh, hey, what's up, Sonny?
I've been here for a couple minutes just listening. Didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, I didn't expect anyone to actually jump in here. So I've been basically setting this up to be able to play this when there was other people to actually play, because I've
Yeah.
personally done the Lava Citadel mission so many times, and it's like I could do it again by myself, but it's definitely a lot more fun to play with other people. Um,
Tabletop simulator.
what was the question?
I have tabletop simulator.
Oh yeah, did you want to join and play, or do you want to do it a different time?
I can do it right now. I have nothing better to do.
All right, well, maybe we will get a play then. Um,
No idea what. I don't have much context as to what any of this is, but so you're gonna have to kind of hold my hand a little bit, probably.
as in the rules.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, we can do that. Let me know when you've
I just
gotten
noticed you. I just noticed you were in here all by yourself. Just had to see what was going on.
all by myself. Yeah, I was going in here to potentially set something up, but I was actually just about to end this because I figured nobody else was here and just might as well save it for another time.
Well, we have one person here.
We got one,
Yeah,
so
just I don't want to get any volume from this game. All right. Uh, join.
so it should be
What
a
should I look up?
it should be a public one right now, just called Arena, and I think the password is just Dragori with a capital D.
All right. Uh, refresh server list. Oh, you did it.
You see it?
Uh, I don't see anything.
Hmm.
Uh, arena. Yeah, nothing shows up.
Really? That's weird. I didn't have it hidden. Well, hmm. Okay. Well, I can try potentially remaking it, but just in the interest of the stream, I guess I can end this one for now, and we'll we'll pick it back up again whenever we either play it or we just move on and complete the next part. You missed this whole section, Sonny, but basically the whole point of this video was to kind of go through whatever the canon story is of Arena the Contest, so that way people that don't haven't played yet or just want to know what the canon story is will be able to watch that. But
All right.
yeah, so anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll pick this one up hopefully soon after. But anyway, that's it for tonight, and we'll see you at the next one.